Over the past couple of weeks, we've been talking a lot about censorship spreading across the internet, and unfortunately, artists are being hit very hard right now. Some of their life's work is being removed off of platforms, their accounts are being closed down, and they're not able to express themselves anymore. And now we have a situation of another very large artist having their Patreon page being removed without notification. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through YouTube memberships. Now, obviously, yes, every single platform is very shady. You can have your accounts removed basically whenever for whatever reason. Their tosses say that they can remove you whenever they want, and it's just a very unfortunate situation that we have such little control over our accounts. And now another artist has been targeted. Now, we've been talking a lot about the online safety acts that are passing and the way that companies are responding with things like ID verification and age verification systems. But there are people who have their content behind paywalls, meaning it's not easily accessible, but these platforms are saying no more. And of course, it all does lead back to Visa and MasterCard. They do not want people to be able to purchase certain content with their credit cards. And it means that other platforms like Patreon are looking to take down more content to meet their guideline regulations. It's what happened with Steam and itch.io, and it's been happening quite a lot recently with Patreon. So it says my Patreon page was removed without prior notification. I've lost access to the account along with years of work, my supporters, and my main source of income, including all funds. For context, I had been previously warned on their website and via email that my account was in violation of community guidelines back in November 2023. My page had clearly stated that all characters depicted in my artwork are consenting adults. During that time, my Patreon hadn't been taken down, and I was given the chance to remove the violating posts before I was able to continue posting as usual. By the way, I think that it is absolutely ridiculous that they can pick and choose which artists maybe are given a chance to remove content and then which artists instantly get taken down. This person, their name is Kawari, should have been able to be in contact with somebody on the Patreon team to maybe work this issue out behind the scenes, but that didn't happen. I was advised that their guidelines apply equally to off-platform activities and that their main issue is in the tilting of posts as they do not allow explicit mentions of school. As long as I changed the title of the posts, then I wouldn't have to remove them. And I was also given a list of pics of artworks that I needed to remove, many of which were not NSFW and did not have NSFW variations, but they still found issue with them, even though they're characters who are not in sexual positions or situations, but because they interpret them as being too young, which is absolutely crazy. If an artist says their intention is for this character to not be sexualized, then you need to believe them. And if they claim that their character is of a certain age, you also should believe them. We are talking about artwork here. And I will post all of their links below, but they said, if you'd like to support me, I've since opened a Pixiv fan box, and I'm waiting on the approval of my Subscribestar page where I'll be reposting my old content alongside new content. So she has been very vocal, and luckily she has been getting quite a bit of support over the past couple of days since this situation happened, but there haven't been any substantial updates. There hasn't been a response from Patreon, and unfortunately, this is what happens with a lot of platforms is unless you're part of the top 1% of their creator ecosystem, they really don't care about the small fish in the pond that are being chased by the bigger ones. They don't really care about responding or communicating. They only really do when they're losing enough money. And I'm hoping that because this post is almost at 1 million views and it's got thousands of likes and reposts, that we can bring more awareness to this. So hopefully her page can be put back up because she creates absolutely phenomenal artwork. Here's just a couple of her illustrations, and wow, is she extremely talented. A couple of these images you've also probably seen around online. But just last week, I also had talked about Sin's house or Tobias Weller also losing their Patreon account, and it really seems that a lot of these dates align between Kawari and Tobias's because he said August 2023, I was banned for the first time without any prior warning. They just deleted my account, and later I received this email. I appealed and they told me it was because I drew characters and some OCs that had very flat chests. Even though they're adults, they gave me a list of drawings I had to delete, mostly fan arts of popular anime girls and many drawings of my adult OCs. They specified that I should let them know when I post so they could guide me and avoid making mistakes again. So in 2023, they really started a big content crackdown, especially when it came to anime and drawn women. It seems that they were really trying to monitor this content that was put up on the platform, but he had sent them an email asking for authorization to draw two of his OCs, Maddie and Sin. I received a positive response, so from then on, I was able to draw Maddie and Sin freely. 6 days ago, I commented on how awful it is to live with the fear of having your account deleted just because some people see this art differently, and then 5 days later, they deleted my account without warning and cut off all contact with my supporters. I lost absolutely everything. It's not like you can even get back into your account and archive everything. So this just goes to show that you do need to be saving all of the content you're creating on hard drives. I mean, I personally have tons of external hard drives where I keep all of my content, even if I don't think I'm ever going to re-upload it ever again. If I did lose my YouTube account, I still want to have it for my own logs and archives. And I think that that is important for any artist or any creative to think about. The first one is this new OC. This drawing has no NSFW variations. In the description of this drawing, I specified that I was going to ask for permission to draw this character, and ultimately he did open up a subscribe star page. All of this will be linked down below. And luckily, these artists are getting a lot of support on social media, but it doesn't seem that Patreon is budging in their stance at this point. And it really does all boil down to Visa and MasterCard. They are saying any content that is hosted on your platform that could damage our brand, we can go after you for. And that's why we are seeing so many of these age verification systems being put in place, so many accounts being removed off of social media platforms and pages like Patreons being taken down. And it is absolutely terrible to see this happen. I am so sad to see that creative freedom is under attack. And this is why for years now I've talked so much about censorship and brought so much awareness to it, because I get it, right? A little bit of cleavage being covered up on a female character or a panty shot being removed isn't a big deal, but every piece of censorship matters, because when you give companies an inch, they will take a mile, and we need to continue to be extremely vocal. So here's just a couple of responses. Most of them are pretty positive. What a pain. Hopefully this annoying trend reverses. I am absolutely convinced Patreon would have cut off Michelangelo. Probably. We are now illegal now. Flat-chested women. At this point, no one would blame you if you started your villain arc. And going back to Kawari's page, a lot of people are saying the same exact thing. Patreon has been known to accuse any art that is drawn with an anime art style as being depicting a minor. The site should just be avoided, to be honest. They are horrible. I do have a Patreon account, but I don't upload any exclusive content or artwork there. So I feel like while yes, for now my account is safe, I don't necessarily think that it will be for long, because if they take issue with the content I'm uploading on YouTube and X, then they'll definitely ban my account. So I will, of course, be keeping an eye on this situation, and I'm sure that I will be covering more like this in the future. I want to bring as much awareness to these artists as possible, because they do deserve creative freedom. They should be able to create the art that they want and express themselves in the way that they want. So go and support all of these creators. The links will be down below. But given the state of the world right now and how much censorship has happened in such a small amount of time, it is hard to keep track of situations like this. But if you see any artists that are having their accounts unfairly removed or restricted, make sure to tag me on social media, comment them below, so I can bring as much awareness to them as I possibly can. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this and of course found it important and informative, make sure to give it a like. And if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.